I feel like they set up this premiere episode for a lot of things to come. Mm-hmm. And I'm very excited after watching it. I mean, there's a lot of things to uncover, and I want to kind of dive into the episode. Yes. First off, there's a plane crash.
What?
Like, what? I was surprised at that because we started off the episode a little like, and they always do this with the I want to say filmography. Mm-hmm. That might be a word that I'm making up. Right. With the two kids, and I want to get into them in a second, but it was very like very serene and kind of calm, and then all of a sudden this plane crash comes out of nowhere. Did you guys think for a second that it was Alicia's group in this plane?
No. Absolutely not.
What did you think it was?
I mean, this is where my like The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead self comes together, because we all know obviously what's happening in The Walking Dead right now, and all I could think, I was like, is this how they're trying to tie Fear the Walking Dead to The Walking Dead? Is this like the beginning of us seeing Rick's new group? Because we know that they have the helicopters and things like that. Was not at all expecting that, because I'm like, they don't know how to fly a plane? Clearly.
Yeah.
I mean,
they don't have a plane.
Yeah. I'm like, where would they get a plane? Where would they get gas for a plane?
Yes.
That's also where my mind goes.
I had no clue who was in that plane.
Yeah.
I was just like, who is flying that plane? Like, who's the pilot? I had no idea whatsoever. I definitely didn't think it was that group. Mm-hmm. So I was confused.
I mean, clearly they did a little bit of a time hop since we last saw our favorite characters. I mean, before it was, they had just saw the denim factory, and that's where they're kind of setting up camp, and they had this whole, after Clayton's experience with them, they want to kind of go out and help other people. But to get a plane, April, like you said, where did they get the gas for this plane? Where?
So many questions.
There's so many questions. Krista, how did you feel about it?
I didn't know who it was, but I think also we need to be thankful because that plane saved those boys' lives.
Yes, agreed.
True.
Well, let's be real, the people in the plane saved those boys' lives.
Right.
Because what I loved about it was that whatever scenario they put in, whether it be The Walking Dead or Fear the Walking Dead, they always keep it genuine to the main threat, which is the walkers. And in this case, this plane crashes into the woods, and of course it's going to make a really loud sound. And what are walkers attracted to? Sound. So then all of a sudden, not only are we dealing with this plane crash, but now we're also dealing with this herd of walkers that come because they're attracted to the noise.
Right.
I want to talk about the new kids that we kind of encountered in the beginning of the episode. So we've got Max and Dylan. We see them first. How do you guys feel about them so far?
They have a lot to learn. Yes. It's nice to see younger kids though that are still making it too, especially we learn eventually that their parents are no longer with us, but it's just they've been out there surviving for a bit, so and I don't know how, because from what we've seen, maybe the sister's better than they are, but it's just nice to see that there's every time we see new people, we're like, okay, there's others. There's some good. Yeah.
It's always good to see kids, just like you were saying, because it's it's not just... In these times, it's almost like you think, literally, the world is over. Everyone eventually is going to die, even if they're not bit by a walker. And having kids is a rarity, mainly because of, obviously, not having a doctor, but then, of course, because of the noise. And we have to remember, at this point in Fear the Walking Dead, technically, this is all still very early on. So, there are certain things that they haven't encountered as far as running out of yet, but they've also, they're at a stage where they don't necessarily know a lot. But so it's good to see the kids, but I was like, you're just now teaching him to use a gun?
Yeah.
Seems like should have done that a while ago.
Day one.
Right?
Day one.
I understand he was probably a lot smaller then, but at some point he should have handled a firearm.
Yes.
But I don't know.
I like these two characters, and the reason why I like them is because these are the kids that are growing up through this. So they're having somewhat of a different experience than the adults are having. And I loved the scene where one of the kids was saying there was a toy, and he said, what do you need toys for?
Yeah.
So they're in that type of mind.
Yeah.
It was a little heartbreaking to see that moment, and the moment whenever they asked him if he wanted to watch a movie.
Yes.
And for a second, I was going to be like, he doesn't know what watching a movie is,
right.
probably.
Yeah.
But I guess he was just old enough to experience that. But yeah, it's just like we've seen with all of our other characters who are young. It's so different. They don't have these memories or these... It's literally like they're growing up in the olden days that we actually know happened because they it's like they're living in the wilderness. They forget how it is to like live in a house and have electricity and do all of those things.
I don't know about you guys, but I am still kind of traumatized after last season, especially what happened with, Crazy Woman and how she left such a bad taste in my mouth that I don't trust these kids.
No.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. Aww. I was like, something's going to happen. I don't know. At the truck stop, I was like, something's going to go down. These kids know about it.
Yeah.
Clearly, Annie knows more about this area that they're in or that they crash landed in.
For sure.
Yeah, so I don't 100% trust them yet. We want to hear your thoughts, obviously. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see where they go. I'm excited to see if they come back. Yeah. But I don't trust them, for the record.
And that's a good point to make, though, because think of, especially in Fear the Walking Dead, we've had a lot of bad experiences with children doing bad things.
True.
Yeah. So I didn't even think about that at first, but it's a great reason to not trust him at all.
Yeah. I want to talk about this plane crash really quick because it kind of ties us back to Alicia's group. Now, Alicia, she's just badass. She's like, I'm fine, let's go and just kill more walkers.
Yeah.
Morgan is knocked out, and the kids wake him up. We see Lucy, and she's impaled by this pole, which immediately I thought that they were going to kill a character in the first episode.
Yeah,
did you guys think that?
Gone. I was like, no way they make it out of here with her. Yeah. And they did.
Right. Another thing that was really haunting was that Al was flying the plane, but that's not what's haunting about it. But Joan was like sleeping, and this walker was like,
right. I thought she was gone at that point because I thought she was gonna have like a scratch or something and then like turn.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't actually think about that, but just the fact that this walker is touching my face would have been enough to kill me.
That's the thing that woke her up. Like nobody else did. Just like.
And what I loved about it is that it's like they have no time to rest. It's always like go, 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 and so they literally survive a plane crash. Morgan and Alicia are battling these walkers, and I want to talk about this scene really quick because if you guys have forgotten, Alicia Debnam-Carey, who plays Alicia, she's just one of the strongest female characters on television right now, in my opinion.
She's great.
And the show just does her so much justice in the scenes that they give her, because not only are you seeing her just kill whatever comes her way and whatever threat she faces she demolishes, but at the same time you can see this inner struggle in her.
Yeah, she's still processing everything.
I think anybody would, though. You know what I mean? And for her and Morgan to take down all of these walkers by themselves...
That was impressive.
I mean, she get it from her mama. She literally does.
She a BA. She was great.
What did you guys think about Lucy and how they rallied around her, trying to save her? And furthermore, how did you guys think about what the kids did in helping the group?
I mean, I'm happy that they were actually able to save her. It's great that they have June there that can, save everyone, because apparently she is a doctor now. But you work with what you have, obviously.
Yeah.
But I thought it was, in that moment, like we hear the kids later say, when referring to helping Lucy, he's like, I didn't think I had a choice. Right. But it's also like, I don't think that's actually the case. I think he did it in that moment anyway, because it's like, here's a person, here's something directly that I can do to help. And it just kind of shows them coming together. I like the fact that even though they're going out and looking for people to help, they still help their own, because what can they do? Just like Alicia said, if they're all dead.
Right. Yeah, I thought it was very realistic how the kids decided to help, because they see these people helping them, so automatically they're going to instantly feel like they have to help them. Yeah.
I do love that Lucy said, just leave me, though.
I do.
Because I mean, as somebody who is putting the entire group at risk, at the end of the day, you have to realize that and say, and it must be hard, obviously, but to sit there and go, no, just leave me. It's such a selfless act, and it just makes me like her even more. And it just made me go, no, you better not leave her now. Like, as soon as she was like, don't leave me, I'd be like, no, leave her. But the fact that she was like, just leave me, I'd be like, no, don't leave her. It's like the opposite reaction. I just think it's really funny. And she's slowly becoming one of my favorite characers. I love her.
Really?
She's so nice.
I used to not like her. So
no, she's
I think
grown.
it's funny that you
She's
say that.
definitely
I'm not
grown
a fan.
on me. Yeah.
Really?
I just don't see what the point of her character is anymore. Like,
I mean, which is why I
can
thought they were going to kill her off.
Right. So I just don't get it. I feel like she's just helpless now every single episode.
Well, now she really is. So
Right.
Well, in defense of Lucy, I do want to kind of point it back to last season and what she overcame with Nick's death and having gone through this depression and this downward spiral and pretty much not really wanting to live. And then going to this stage of, wanting to help people, and that's really all she wants to do. I think that's why she's becoming one of my favorite characters, and that's why I like this show so much, is because they're not just wallowing in this whole self-pity, and it's not just trying to survive. It's more, hey, let's help other people no matter what it takes.
Right.
Clearly we'll talk about that in a second. I kind of want to talk about how Al, Joan, and Morgan, they save Lucy, but then they have to cut her out. Now, we have already established that we thought that she was going to die. Do we think that it was too easy?
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
A pole through someone's shoulder? Like, what's going to happen when you take it out? You're going to immediately... It doesn't really matter how many hands are covering it. So, a little easy, but, like... I don't know. It would have seemed a little more realistic to just, like, if they were going to save her, have the pole just, like, graze her shoulder and cut a chunk of skin off or something like that.
But she's impaled.
Right. A through and through wound, like, that's some serious stuff that with modern day technology you're barely going to survive.
And transporting her, like... Just, even that, it's like every step of it was just, wow, you're going to keep doing it. Okay.
But June did say they were very close to having her, like, not living.
Yeah.
Like, even if they had, like, a little bump in the road or if the pole was just a centimeter off. Yeah. So that's what made it believable for me when she said that. Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. You saved it, Benny.
Yeah, so she's very lucky.
She's very lucky. Yeah. She's very lucky. I do want to talk about what Alicia's group is doing right now. It's because of Clayton and the whole trucker and how they want to help people. Now, I want to hear your thoughts. Before you knew what happened by the end of this episode, what did you guys think about them going so far out of their way, literally flying a plane, to help people?
It's a risk. I was, like, nervous the whole time. Even when they got there, it's like you knew it was going to go bad. And it's just, like, I get why they're doing it and they're trying to see the good and, like, save the people that can be saved. But it's just... What have we learned? That you can't trust people,
right?
Like, and it's not like that. Like, yes, still, if they came to you, maybe like vet them out and see. But to go out of your way, like by miles and take a plane, it's just,
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to want to do that in the apocalypse. Is all I'm saying.
To fly a plane when you have no history of flying a plane to try and help people. This is the thing. I wanted to say, like, what I thought about it before we knew all this stuff happened, because I still feel the same way. Like, I think it's great to want to go out and help people. Like, of course, that's amazing. But it does still, everything rings true of, like, how can you help? At some point, you have to stay in the same place. Like, you can venture out, sure, but, like, at some point, you're not really helping because you don't have an established thing of, like, this is where our food is, this is where our resources are, whatever. Clearly, we see what happens when you leave home for too long. But it's just, like, it's great, and they're doing the right thing, but it's like they're taking it a little too far. Like, flying a plane where you're going to potentially kill yourself and all the people that are trying to help, it's idiotic. Like, why are they doing that?
It's very, to me, it's very superhero-y, if that makes any sense. Like, especially when the plane crashed and then you see Alicia and Morgan rushing out. Alicia has, like, this huge, like, sword thing.
They also all survived that plane crash.
Yeah, it reminds me of, like, it reminded me of a superhero movie, which isn't a bad thing. No. It's not awful, but it took me some time to get used to it. Yeah. So that going with them trying to help people,
it's understandable, and I feel the same way. It was very superhero-y, but not. I don't look at it as a bad thing. It's just.
It's different.
It's different. It's different.
When's the last time you heard of a small plane crashing and every single person on board
surviving?
Krista is like, no.
Some without injuries. Some without any injuries whatsoever.
I'm just putting this. I'm like, how are they all walking after that? No, it's fine.
Well, I mean,
they're wearing their seatbelts.
And she didn't.
They were.
Yes. And Al said she, like, made an emergency landing, right?
Yeah,
so
it was a crash
like it
landing.
Fell out of the
sky.
Yeah.
Yes,
okay, I'll
agreed.
Give it to him. Yeah.
Sure.
So not only do they survive the plane crash, but they actually get to the truck stop with the help of Annie, who is another badass female character that we see because she's driving a truck. What is she, like 13?
I know.
Maybe 12,
Maybe.
13.
Doesn't even have a
13.
learner's permit.
I like her, and this is when I kind of took a turn with the kids because I was like, I don't trust them at first, and then I was like, okay, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
But I was very intrigued as to what she was saying in the area that they were in, and these radiation signs, and then we come across these walkers that are not chained together, but kind of like
tied by intestines.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of that?
I was like, you clearly are in a bad place. And how she wouldn't tell them. Like, they're like, okay, so tell us why this place is so bad. She's like, you'll see.
She was
like,
so
okay,
ominous.
it's time to just tell them what's up.
Yeah.
But also, like, why are they there? If it's such a bad place and there's, like, radiation and whatever, it seems like it's not just like, oh, I kept thinking this must mean that this is, like, somebody's territory. That it's, like, a Negan type situation. Like, uh-oh, you don't know where you are. But I'm like, why are y'all still here? It just kind of didn't make sense at the time to me, but I guess I still technically don't know why it's so bad.
Yeah, and they also, like, with all the roads and stuff closed off, and then, like, the flooding, so it's, like, landslides, but how are you supposed to leave?
Yeah.
I just don't understand.
They're stuck.
I mean, somebody's putting heads up in the tree.
Yeah, so there's people there. Like,
that's obviously got to be why it's so bad, but it's like, why not just say that? Even if you're not, like, planning to stay with them, why can you not just say, it's really bad because Benny is going to murder all of us.
Watch out. Watch out, you guys.
Well, that's what I found interesting is that they never really, and this is why I think that they're going to make another appearance, because they get to the truck stop, and then they're trying to convince the kids to go with them, and the kids are like, no, we got to go. And they just leave.
They're smart.
Yeah.
But they don't tell them anything. Like, wouldn't you sit there and, like, try to, like, save
well,
them?
they were like, come with us if you're smart, and they were like, we gotta kind of save this chick with the thing in her arm.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think they're just, like, really young and impressionable, and they're scared, so they're like, I don't want to stay here anymore.
There has to be something else going on, obviously, otherwise they're not going to want to be so, like, let's get out of here stat.
Right.
I also think the fact that they were, like, they weren't forcing them to stay there, but I forget who said something that was like, you have to stay here. Well, clearly they were all like, no, you're not leaving.
Yeah.
And so as soon as somebody forces you to do something that you're not necessarily comfortable with already, it gives you pause to be like, wait, why would I be forced to stay with
Something
you?
had to have happened to
And
them.
they're in survival mode right now. They're in like this weird place. They don't know where they are. They want to make sure they're protected, and they don't feel safe where they are, so they want to get out of there as fast as they can.
Yeah.
Strength
smart.
in numbers, though. I'd be like, I'll stay with you guys and your swords and stuff.
Yeah.
True.
clearly
They're
they
just kids.
You have a plane.
Yeah.
Well, I had a plane.
Yeah. I'll stick with you.
So they get to the truck stop to meet this guy Logan and his people. This was their mission, to find these people and help them. When they got to the truck stop and nobody was there, did this give you guys suspicion? Did it raise some red flags?
Yes.
I had them already, but it was at that point. It's definitely like, okay, I don't think they're just out on the
Yeah, I was
run.
like, you've been played.
You've been played.
That was the part that really frustrated me because Alicia was saying, this isn't right, something is wrong, and then freaking Morgan is just saying, no, something just is off. I know this is the place we need to be. And I'm like, dude, wake up, man! Like something is not right here.
He's like too helpful to a fault. It's just it's in his nature.
Look at April's face.
Right.
April loves Morgan, and I'm
do too, but it's like this episode is like, Morgan, come on,
Y'all. I'm about to
this.
agree with you.
Oh.
So I love Morgan so much, but I was like, why? He's been here for a season now, but all of these other people have been together for a long time. Some just came in recently, but whatever. I'm like, why all of a sudden is it just like whatever Morgan says goes?
Yeah.
Like, not all of them are completely okay with how they're doing things. They did all agree to, like, let's go out and help people, whatever, but it's just like, I don't know. I mean, he got lucky in that one moment of when he's like, no, I know he's here, and then he comes up on the radio, obviously. But it's like, at some point, he's got to give a little and just not be so dumb with it. Like, I do miss a little of my old Morgan, where he was, like, a little more intense than this. Like, I understand you want to help. That is an amazing thing, and I'm so happy that they're doing it, but, like, he just has to get some of his smarts back. I don't know.
Yeah. So they were fooled by Logan, the guy that they were going to help. we find out that not only were they fooled by Logan, but now Logan is back at their place raiding their supplies because he wants to get what was his. And we get a little bit of history about Logan. He was Clayton's partner, so he's the L in the C and L truck that Sarah and Wendell have been driving, which I thought that was kind of cool. It was like a full circle thing. Do we believe Logan when he says, I'm not here to hurt anybody, I'm just trying to get what's mine?
No, of course not.
I think for now, until they, like, go back at him, and then he's gonna be, I also am so glad it went that way, because when they got there, I was like, this is a trap, they gonna get you. So I'm glad it was like, oh no, he's back there a million miles away, but this could have been so much worse.
Yeah, this is where my confusion started, because I was like, wait, so are you, I get that you are here now, meaning Logan is at their place, but like, are you about to kill them? Because they're right outside, or are you just like, no, I'm here, you're not coming in, but like, they have your truck, you probably want your truck, so that's where my confusion started, was because I was like, so are you just there to stay there? Like, it doesn't look like you have very many men either,
right?
So kind of, how is this gonna work?
It kind of made it sound like they came back, the people still at their home base came back, and they had all seen the stuff, right? And they were like, oh, someone like totally raided us, and, like, and they can't get back in, right? So he's still inside their base. Okay. Is what because remember what's Charlie was like, I'll sneak in.
Because then they started kind of forming plans.
They're like
on how to
literally
get into
drinking
there.
beer on the in the truck, because they're like, well, now what?
Because they stole all their stuff.
So they took more than half.
They stole all of it.
But why didn't they? So, well, technically they don't have any stuff though, because they drove up and they can't get in whatsoever, right? So
they
don't
have the truck.
Well, they have the truck. They have what's on their person, basically. But that's why I was like, why are y'all just staying there with people like pointing machine guns at you? Like, how is this not more of a topic right now?
Well, because I don't think that they wanted it to be confrontational. I mean, they could have a firefight right there, and then people would die. So I think that they wanted to play it smart, especially Strand. You know, he's one of the smartest characters on the show. So I'm pretty sure he took a step back, and then that's when they started devising plans or trying to devise a plan.
Group.
I just wish they would have showed it, because now we're trying to fill in holes here.
Exactly.
I
That's
just
how
feel
I feel.
they didn't feel like too worried about it. It just seemed they were very lax, and that's what like weirded me out and got me confused, because I'm like, you guys could possibly die or get attacked. You know, like, shouldn't you be scared? Shouldn't you be planning something? I don't know.
You have no idea who's standing there pointing this gun at you. Why are you being so chill right now? Like, why are you drinking a beer right now?
Yes, I completely agree with you guys. Before we get to our next topic, you guys, I want to throw it over to Benny, because I think he's got something to say.
Yes, we here at AfterBuzz just want to thank you guys for making us the ESPN of TV talk. And in order for us to grow, we need your help. So if you are on YouTube, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. If you're on iTunes, go ahead and give us a 5-star. Working at AfterBuzz means so much to us. You have no idea. And we just want to continue to learn and grow and give you guys amazing content. So go ahead, leave us a comment, whether you're on iTunes or YouTube. Let us know how we're doing, and we'll continue to give you great content.
Oh, yes.
We love you guys. We do this show for you guys. If you are watching, like Benny said, give us a thumbs up. If you're listening to us on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating on Spotify as well. Make sure you're subscribing to AfterBuzz TV on Twitter, because we love you guys and we're so happy to be back. I want to get right back into the episode. So we're talking about Strand. That's kind of where we left off. Now, I want to take a step back to Al's character, because once again, she is one of my favorite characters of the show. And she alluded to something over the walkie about Strand having to watch a tape to get a plane to find them.
Right.
Now, when we get back to Strand's group, he's going to find that tape, and he finds it. And not only does he find the tape, but we are also reintroduced to one of our old characters, Daniel Salazar. Were you all surprised that he's on this tape?
I thought he was dead.
It's like we never got the confirmation, so you never know. But yeah, I'm like, out of all the people, that's who you got to get your plane from. That's not going to go over too well.
But wasn't he left in a pit with like multiple bullet holes in him, or
he was
maybe not bullet holes, but like
he was in the pit, and but they were like, it was everyone was leaving at once, so it was like hard to see who was, But But
if we know anything from Daniel Salazar, you guys, it is that he will survive literally anything.
You have to see him die in order for him to be dead.
Yes, he's survived a basement fire. He's survived a war. He survived his wife's death, his daughter's death. He survived a pit. This man is like a cockroach. He's not going anywhere.
That's true.
Are we excited to see him, or are we a little nervous?
Well, I'm like,
I don't know
come
what
on, you got to give Strand something else. Like, this is what you give him again. Like, he's dealt with Daniel Salazar. Like, Strand has dealt with so much since the beginning of the show. We all love him. I think probably unanimously through all Fear the Walking Dead fans, he's the one character that, like, everyone's like, I love him so much. Why are you going to do this to him again? I mean, I'm not mad that we're seeing an old character come back, because I think they're kind of doing that on purpose. You know, it gets to a point with these shows where it's like, new character, new character, new character. You still need, like, your people that are going to bring you back to the very beginning.
Right.
So I don't hate seeing him, but I'm like, Strand's the one that had to see that?
Yeah.
Really?
Right.
Like, he already tried to kill him multiple times. He tried to kill him. Now the one way to get back to his group, I don't know.
I'm torn. Like, on one part, I just really don't care. But then on the other hand, you know, I am interested to see, like, how he interacts with this new group.
Yeah.
Compared to the old group he was with.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm excited to see maybe a change in Daniel. Maybe has a different mindset, a different heart. I mean, where has he been? Maybe that's changed him. I'm excited to see. That's, I think, what I'm most excited about, is to see where he's been and what he's been through.
Yeah.
To see how he got to where he is. I want to talk about Al a little bit more, because she's a journalist. She's very observant. And that's one of the things that I love about her, is that when she has an inkling about something, she does not let it go. And she notices something back at the crash site, and she wants to go back, and she tells Morgan that she wants to go back. He says, let's wait till morning. Obviously, she's not going to listen to him, because she's stubborn. And she goes back and gets tased after she finds out about these 3 rings. This series premiere left a lot of things open, you guys, and I want to hear your thoughts on that final scene with Al getting tased, and then this guy in black in the hood. I want to hear your thoughts.
Stormtroopers.
What letters did the card say?
It's the same. So it looked like
CDC?
it looked like zones. It basically like it looked like little maps, and then it was either like different zones or counties or something.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just cool because it's like they're finally tying in. Well, not finally, but they're tying in. You know, where Rick's people. We know that the people that took Rick now span from DC to Texas, which this is a big group, and they got helicopters and stuff. So that's exciting.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see where that goes.
I just thought that it was very... I can't remember what the actual letters were, but it looked something like the Center for Disease Control.
That's
like,
what I thought.
Clear, like
maybe
to me, it seems like clearly these are people, and just with what they're wearing, like head to toe covered in rubber or whatever it is, because the guy who she killed, or the walker, he was totally fine. Like, she took the mask off, and I'm like, oh, this is a regular dude that just died.
Yeah.
But so, to me, it kind of ties that in some way. So I'm almost like, are these things that say, like, zones that used to be okay, or zones that were, like, blocked out? It definitely interests me, because something in the show that they kind of never really talk about at this point anyway is a cure, or things just ending. So I'm like, are they going to introduce something like that? I don't know. It was kind of cool.
This was my favorite scene throughout the whole show, just because you get to... It was very open, and you're curious about what's going to happen. And now you kind of get the feeling that Al is going to somehow be tied in with the Walking Dead universe.
Yeah.
So that was really cool.
That's actually a really good point, Benny, because if you guys watch The Walking Dead, and we understand that this is not The Walking Dead after show, it is Fear the Walking Dead, but it is a spin-off show, so we do have to kind of intermingle the two. If we left off with The Walking Dead and Rick getting kidnapped, now on Fear the Walking Dead, we see Al getting kidnapped, and if it is the same people, clearly they have an MO, because they love to kidnap people.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's the same people as The Walking Dead that abducted Rick. We'll save it for predictions.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see where it goes. I agree with you, Benny. I thought that was one of my favorite scenes as well in the episode, because it's so open-ended, and you're like, what? Is it a new threat? Is it...
Right.
You just don't know.
I thought they killed her at first, because I mean, when's the last time we've seen a taser? I haven't seen a taser in a hot minute, so I was like, oh my gosh, she just died?
Well, and we know it's for sure the same group because the helicopter Rick was taking, it had 3 circles on it.
Yes. That's right.
So it's for sure it's not the same people necessarily, because who knows how many of them there are, but it's the same group at least.
Oh, did not notice that.
I didn't notice that either.
Whatsoever.
See, this is why we have Chris on the panel, because she's so observant. That is our review of season 5, episode 1, Fear the Walking Dead. You guys, do you have any last thoughts, you guys, of the episode?
I loved it. I thought it was good. I thought it was off to a good start. Like I said before, I love this whole revamp that they're doing. It's going in a good direction. So hopefully they keep going in that direction and it just gets better.
I agree. I want to go into some special segments, you guys. We've got a few lined up. I want to start off with our favorite kill segment. We're kind of bringing it over from Fear the Walking Dead last season and The Walking Dead last season.
Yeah.
I want to know who you guys thought was your favorite kill. There it is. There's our awesome.
That was awesome.
I think I really liked when Alicia made the barrier with like the wire, just because it was like she's so smart, and it's just watching them all pile up because they were just coming at her. But I'm like, she's so brilliant. How is she going to do that?
I liked the kill. I mean, I guess it would have been a few kills, but after she sees the like huge gash on her hand, which I actually think we should be alarmed by. I thought about this earlier. I was like, it seems like she's doing it, like everyone does, as a way to numb the pain of losing all these people.
Yeah.
But I liked that because when she picked the thing up and just like kept going, because I was like, you don't even care. Like, you're just doing whatever you can. Yeah, she literally is just a BA.
Yeah.
So that was mine.
Mine was the plane crash that just killed all those. Well, not all the zombies, but like multiple zombies. Because that was just like epic, and it was out of nowhere.
Yeah. I think my favorite kill is actually going to come out of left field. It's when Annie was driving the minivan and they see the walker in the middle of the road. And Annie was like, I don't care. Boom, boom. Okay. We're just not going to go around. So I feel like that at that point we realized that Annie just don't care either.
Yeah.
So she's one of those characters that's like, you know what? I don't care.
Yeah.
So that was great favorite kills, you guys. We want to know your favorite kills, guys, so keep us posted on that. I want to get into one of our newer segments, how not to survive a zombie apocalypse. We thought about this because in every single horror movie, horror show, a character does a stupid thing or they make a stupid decision that you go, why would you do that? And we thought it would be fun to kind of vamp on that and kind of make a little fun with our characters. So, who or what would you say was your how to not to survive a zombie apocalypse moment of this episode?
Well, Al, for sure, because, like, why are you going off alone? But whatever, she'll never learn, so, yeah, definitely her. I also think the brothers in the beginning needed some assistance.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, I feel like the obvious, don't fly a plane when you don't know how to fly a plane. That's pretty high up on my list, but it's actually Morgan, and being like, knowing what he knows and wanting to help people as much as he does, you still have to have your guard up in some way.
Yeah.
So you don't just take your people and practically all of your people. You're definitely your strongest at this point anyway, in certain ways. However many hundreds of miles away, for one guy that, like, technically isn't even in distress, and, it's not like he's like, we're surrounded by walkers, there's nothing we can do. It's like, you have to be smarter than that, even when your point is to help people.
Mine is do not go into an abandoned building and then do not stay in that abandoned building when someone tells you that this doesn't feel right. Something isn't right.
Yes. Yep. Yes. I'm going to piggyback off of what April said and just take it way back and say the fact that you've tried to help people in the past and you've gotten burned so many times, and the fact that you continue to want to do it, while it might be noble, is probably the stupidest thing that I've ever heard of.
Yes.
Sorry.
That's ultimately the point.
Yes. I want to move into our next special segment called Top 3. We are going to be doing a top 3, kind of a different top 3 throughout the series. So every episode or every after show, we will be doing a different top 3. Tonight, I want to shoot it over to Krista because we're doing our top 3 saddest deaths of the show, not just of the season, you guys, because obviously the season just started. So the top 3 saddest deaths of the show, Krista.
Yeah, so we just went with the main fam, obviously, because I think those are the hardest, but Madison, so Kim Dickens, which people still aren't over.
Nope.
And then we lost her season 4, episode 8. Then Travis was also one that hit us pretty hard. We didn't like that one. That was season 3, episode 2. And then last but not least...
Episode 1.
Where?
Sorry.
You just switched them back? Oh, episode 1. There we go. I see. And then Nick, season 4, episode 3.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Pretty much the entire the entire family.
Yeah.
Besides Alicia.
Everybody, all our OGs minus Strand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Pretty much our entire OGs. Like I said, you guys will be switching that up. Let us know who your saddest deaths of were for the season. We thought that we would keep it OG and pay tribute to our family who started this all.
Exactly.
I want to get into some news and gossip, you guys.
Yeah.
AfterBuzz TV News.
I'm going to shoot it over to Benny.
Yes. So we have a couple of news and gossip. The first one is co-showrunner In Goldberg. He's saying that there isn't going to be any random crossovers in this whole universe. If there is going to be a crossover, it's going to be well thought out. They want to stick to the show. They want to plan it out accordingly. So don't expect any just... this person from The Walking Dead is just going to randomly show up in Fear the Walking Dead, which I think is a good thing.
I think so, too.
I wouldn't expect anything less from them. I think that would be a cop-out.
Yeah,
right.
totally.
And this next one is a little bit random. The person who plays Morgan, Lenny James, he's saying that he wants to ride horses more in the show.
Well, Morgan wants Morgan gets.
Yeah, exactly.
Morgan some horses.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see him riding horses sooner or later. But and what's really interesting was he was saying he moved to America because he wanted to live the Wild West dream and just ride horses
Morgan?
everywhere. Yeah.
He's probably jealous because on The Walking Dead right now, it's all about the horses.
All they
like,
do
they're like
is
out of
ride horses.
gasoline.
Yeah,
So they're like,
yeah.
he's like, oh man, I want to do. Yeah, that's hilarious.
Thank you for that news and gossip, Benny.
No
if
problem.
you guys find anything, let us know in the comments. I want to get into predictions very quickly.
Yes.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So I know it's only the first episode of the new season, but do we have any predictions?
I just think my only one would be, I think the group's going to be split up. It's going to be like every other season where we get the two groups split up for a bit, which I know.
I don't want that.
I know. I hope it doesn't take that long, but they're setting it up where it's going to be quite the process.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that our lovely little Logan is going to be quite a problem. And I don't think it's going to be as simple as, like, I just want my stuff or I want my place back, because that's never what
It's never that easy.
Right. But
Yeah.
I'm like, how are they going to get back together in order to, it seems like the people who are there, Strand and Co., they're just chilling. So, I don't know. But I think he's going to be a problem.
Well, they had to take a plane to go see Logan, so now they've got to get back. So
True.
I do agree with the both of you. I think they're going to be separated for a while.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be multiple big bads this season. The people who took Al, Logan, and the people, I think there was a completely different group who put the heads up in the tree.
Yeah.
That's a good prediction. I like that. That would be a different kind of take instead of just one big bad. There's like three different ones.
Yeah.
I think my biggest prediction, and I agree with all of those, was that Daniel was going to be part of the people who are in all black.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
I like that.
Because in the tape,
That
you can
would be
see that
cool.
he's in all black, and it looked like the same kind of material or Kevlar. Maybe I might be diving way too far into it, you guys.
No, it makes sense.
That would be
Like,
awesome.
I mean,
Yeah.
it just seems like a Daniel
He
kind
seems
of
like
thing.
an alpha.
Yeah.
And he looks like he's in, like, a hangar of some sort.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. Maybe that's just my prediction, you guys.
I love
that is our show, you guys. We are very, very excited to be back. I'm so excited to be back with all of you.
Me too.
Benny,
I'm
welcome to the
excited to be
panel.
doing this. Thank you. Thank you. This was awesome.
I am Timothy Michael. You guys, you can find me everywhere at I am Timothy Mike. Where can they find you all?
Hey guys, I'm Krista Flungy, and you can find me all over social media at Krista Flungy.
And I'm April Wissenhant. Y'all can find me everywhere at April Wissenhant.
And I am Benny Adams. You can find me all over social media at Benny J. Adams.
We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
See you guys later.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.